Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Lockth, and we are doing Pet Battles in Northrend, Part 2. Now, in the first part, we killed off the first two trainers, which leaves us with the remaining three, which of whom are, of course, Okrut Dragonwaste, nearly Headless Jacob, and everyone's personal favourite, Major Payne. Our first victim today is going to be Okrut Dragonwaste. This guy has 3 pets, 2 undead, and 1 dragonkin. These pets are Drogar, Sleet, and Rot. Drogar is the only dragonkin in this group. He has 3 attacks, Ancient Blessing, Flamethrower, and Proto Strike. Ancient Blessing increases the max health of the entire team, and also heals the amount that it increases the health for. Flamethrower is an elemental attack that hits from a moderate amount of damage straight up and then has a damage over time effect. And then finally Proto Strike, which is pretty much fly, which we've already seen. The only difference is instead of causing flying damage, it causes dragon damage. Second up we have Sleet. Sleet is an undead whelp. He is also the one you get from the Collector's Edition for Wrath of the Lich King, so he is an exceptionally good pet if you do have one. And he has 3 moves, Call Blizzard, Frost Breath, and Ice Turn. Call Blizzard is when he gets on the phone and complains about how much he's being nerfed to Blizzard. Sorry. Call Blizzard is he deals a moderate amount of elemental damage, and it causes a blizzard for 9 rounds. This is an weather effect. The blizzard itself just causes pets to be considered chilled, which for some reason has absolutely nothing to... is no detriment whatsoever in this battle because he has nothing that gets increased by a chilled pet. Second up he has Frost Breath, which is just a moderate amount of dragon damage, and finally Ice Tomb, which is a projectile he throws up in the air, and then after 3 rounds it will come down and own your face. And finally we do have Rot. Rot is an undead whelp again. He is the Scourged Whelpling, which you can find near the Argent Tournament grounds. Exceptionally hard pet to find. I still have not got one. They never seem to spawn when I am around. Rot has 3 moves, Death and Decay, Plagued Blood, and Shadow Flame. Death and Decay is a dot which just causes undead damage every round for 9 rounds. Plagued Blood will hit you for a moderate amount of undead damage and then cause the plagued effect, which will then heal whoever hits that pet next for a decent amount every turn. And finally he has Shadow Flame, which just hits for, it's exactly the same as Frost Breath, which just hits for dragonkin damage. So without any further ado, let's get the battle underway. Okay, in this battle I am using the Tanuki Pup, the Giant Bone Spider, and the Nexus Whelpling. Now, as you can see, I've sent out my Tanuki Pup first, and I actually had to reset this fight several times so that Skeet was the first pet that came out. Now, the Tanuki Pup is a great way to counter both of these undead pets. He does extra damage to them, and as you can see, he is owning up face right now. Skeet is going to go down relatively fast while versing my Tanuki Pup, and here he goes. Now we just need to wait for him to revive, tank some damage for 1 round, and then we'll be able to move on to the next pet, which will be Drogar, because the 3rd pet never comes out until it is the last pet, unfortunately. So I'm going to swap out for my Giant Bone Spider now and soak up some damage. And this pet I feel is very underrated. You can basically control the battle with this little guy. You can dot everything and then actually pull out the other pet. So I'm going to dot this guy up. I have 2 dots. I have Poison and then a Symphon Life. So not only am I going to be able to deal damage, I'm also going to be able to heal. So now that I've dotted Drogar up, I am going to pull him out and swap him over for Rot. Now with what I've done now is I can now, as you can see, Drogar is still taking damage, and I can still damage Rot at the same time. So I am basically doing my max damage to both of these guys at the same time at the moment until the dots do fall off Drogar, at which time I can then swap him out, Rot out again once my Death Grip is off cooldown. So I've fully dotted up Rot now, and as you can see, I've pretty much almost killed Drogar in the back there, and the dots have finally fallen off of him. But in the meantime, I can still dot up Rot and then swap them out as I have just done. Now, I'm going to, just start him off again, and I should be able to kill him off relatively quickly. He has done fly, though, so I'm going to have to hopefully survive this hit. Now, even if I do die, though, I am undead, so I will come back and should be able to finish him off in the next couple of seconds. And there we go, a bit more of a dot. And he should go down in the next hit, and probably kill me off as well, because, well, I'm going to die anyway, because I've already died once. So, Joy Guy goes down. And my giant bone spider Shelob goes down, named after the one in Lord of the Rings, of course. And I'll send out Clutch to finish off Rot, because, who needs 3 pets when you can beat this guy with 2? And there we go, Rot is down. He's going to come back to life, of course, because he's an annoying undead. But he will go down relatively quickly, because, he's only got 1 turn left to live. And, that is basically the fight. We will be moving on to the next guy very, very shortly. And I will see you there, guys. No, Clutch, no! Next up on today's hit list is Nearly Headless Jacob. Now, Nearly Headless Jacob, other than being a Harry Potter ripoff, has 3 pets: Stitch, Spooky Strangler, and Mort. Now, Stitch is an awesome little skeleton that wears a sombrero, and he has 3 moves: Bone Prison, Cold Darkness, and Weakness. Now, Bone Prison does a moderate amount of undead damage and your pet can't flee. Cold Darkness is a heavy humanoid attack, which then causes the Darkness Weather effect. The Darkness Weather effect gives you a 50% reduced healing to all pets, and also causes all pets on the battle to be considered blinded, which doesn't sound like much, but it does work out very well with another move that one of Nearly Headless Jacob's pets does have. And finally, Stitch has Weakness. Weakness deals magic damage and then reduces your pet's attack power and speed for 1 round. Next up is the Spooky Strangler. Very lovely name. Definitely wouldn't want to meet a guy called Spooky Strangler in an alleyway. He has 3 moves: Agony, Curse of Doom, and Death Grip. Now, Agony deals increasing undead damage every round. It's not too hard to deal with. Curse of Doom deals does a large amount of undead damage after 5 rounds, thus being a Curse of Doom. And Death Grip, as we saw in the earlier battle, allows you to swap pets out. It actually targets the lowest health pet that they have left, so if you have 3 pets left, Death Grip will pull out your weakest of the 3. And then finally there is Mort. And I'm sure anyone who's come up against Mort really hates this guy. Mort has 3 moves: Ghostly Bite, Siphon Life, and Spectral Strike. Now, Ghostly Bite deals a moderate amount of undead damage, and it stuns you for 1 round. Siphon Life is an undead dot, and it heals the caster for the amount of damage done, as we saw the Giant Bone Spider also has that move. And then Spectral Strike. Now, this is the move that everyone hates. This thing hits like a truck, but it has a very, very high miss chance. The problem is, if your target is blinded, if your pet is blinded, which it will be in darkness, Spectral Strike has a 100% hit rating, so you have to be very, very careful about this. Now, as you can see, all 3 of these pets are undead, so do not bring humanoids to this fight, as they will get owned. What you really want is a critter heavy team. Otherwise, you're going to have a really hard time with this guy. On my first try through, I spent a lot of time trying to beat this guy because he is an exceptionally hard hitter. So, without any further ado, let's make Jacob just completely headless instead. As you can see, in this battle, I have decided to stick with the exact same team, so I am using the Giant Bone Spider, Nexus Whelpling, and Tanuki Pup once again. Jacob has sent out the Spooky Strangler first, and I sent out my Giant Bone Spider, so we both have Death Grip, and we're both going to dot up like mofos. But, as you can see, I got Death Gripped first, but I've already dotted him up, and my Nexus Whelpling has been pulled out now, so I'm going to cast myself some Amplify Magic, and then use Mana Surge to own this guy. Because Amplify Magic, Mana Surge, and dots are an awesome combination, because the Amplify Magic will amplify all those dots that are on our Spooky Strangler friend. As you can see, he's already dead. We are just waiting for him to realise it, and then we'll quickly get on to the next pet, which will be our little sombreroed skeleton here. Now, he's going to cast the Weather Effect Darkness, and as I said earlier, that is an amazingly good weather effect in combination with the abilities that the other pet has. But Stitch himself is actually a relatively easy pet to deal with, and as you can see, I'm owning him pretty quick. Even like things I'm weak with are still hitting like trucks because of Amplify Magic, because every hit is 80 has 80 extra damage added to it. So if you don't have Nexus Whelpling guards, definitely go pick one up. They are amazingly good. And as you can see, I'm going to be able to take out more Stitch quite easily here, and just once again waiting for him to realize that he is actually dead. And and I even dodged, so that's even better. I will be able to get another Amplify Magic up now, and with another Amplify Magic I will just be able to own Mort. So here we go, Amplify Magic, and he decided to dot me, so I get even another round, surviving with 2 HP there. And I missed. Unfortunately, Mana Surge does have a high miss rate. And he used his heavy hitting ability there. As you can see, that did 800 damage to me, but it does stun him, which is always good. But see, now that we have Amplify Magic up, this attack from my little Snooky Pup does even more damage because it hits 3 times. So that's 80 damage every one of those hits. So it's going to do very well, as long as I actually manage to hit. God damn it, I missed a couple of times there, didn't I? But here we go, so look at that. That's over 300 hits several times, and that owned Mort. And now we just have to wait for Mort to finally realize that he is dead, and then we will be moving on to the next battle. The one that pretty much everyone probably wants to see in this one. It is Major Payne, and I will see you there very soon. And finally we have Major Payne. A lovely fellow. No one likes Major Payne. Major Payne sucks. He's a pain in everyone's ass, that is for sure. If you've fought him, you've probably lost to him quite a few times. But fear not, I am here to help. Now Major Payne has 3 pets: Grizzle, Beakmaster X 225, and Bloom. I would have to say Grizzle is the pet most people have trouble with, and he can also be the first pet you face. Now Grizzle has 3 moves: Bash, Hibernate, and Rampage. Now Bash is a stun, it just stuns you for 1 round, simple as that. Hibernate allows Grizzle to fall asleep, and it will heal him every turn for an increasing amount. And I'm sure that you've been in a fight where you've seen him almost die, hibernate, and then you just cannot kill him, and he's at almost full health once the hibernate is over. It is exceptionally annoying. And then finally there is Rampage, which is a 3-turn ability, and each turn he just hits you for a large amount of beast damage, and it hurts. Second up is Beakmaster X 225. He has the 3 moves: Batter, Shock and Awe, and Wind Up. Batter is just a basic mechanical attack that hits for 1 or maybe 2 attacks of mechanical damage. Shock and Awe hits straight up mechanical damage, and it has a chance to stun you. And then finally Wind Up, which on its first use will increase all mechanical damage done by 10%, and on its second use will then attack you several times for moderate mechanical damage. And then finally is Bloom. Now Bloom is another annoying one. Bloom has the 3 moves: Entangling Roots, Lash, and Soothing Mists. Entangling Roots takes a small amount of damage for you take a small amount of damage for 2 rounds, and your pet is considered rooted during the time, so you cannot run away with it. Lash just hits 1 to 2 times for elemental damage, and if you attack first, it will hit an extra 3rd time as well. And then finally, Soothing Mists heals for a decent amount of damage each round for 5 rounds. Now, Bloom is another annoying pet due to the fact that if you don't do enough damage, its Soothing Mists will actually keep it alive for an exceptionally long time, and you will just slowly die to Bloom. So what you really want to face Major Payne are actually very high DPS pets. You want to be able to kill off his pets before they're able to heal, because all of the heals that this team does have are based around time. So if you can do enough damage in a short enough amount of time, you will be able to defeat Major Payne relatively easily. And without any further ado, let's kick Major Payne's ass. Yeah! So in this battle, I've changed up the team a bit. I have still got my Nether Whelpling because he is an awesome DPS, but I have added 2 new pets. Mr. Bigglesworth, who is an awesome pet you get from collecting all of the raid pets, and the Elemental Strider. As you can see, I sent my Nexus Whelpling out first, and he is versing Grizzle. I put up my Amplify Magic, and I am now just beating the hell out of him with good old Mana Surge. And as you can see, Grizzle is taking an exceptionally large amount of damage. He is trying to heal through it, but he is just not going to survive. Even with that 1 miss, my next attack should be enough to finish him off, and there we go. 553 just for tail swipe. That is amazingly good. Next up, we do have the Beakmaster, and unfortunately he has taken out my Nexus Whelpling. No! So I'm going to send out Mr. Bigglesworth, because he has a very heavy hitting elemental attack, which is Ice Tomb. Now, if you don't have a Mr. Bigglesworth, which I'm sure not too many people do, unless you've, either farmed raid instances like I did, or have a lot of money and bought them off the auction house, another really good replacement would either be the Phoenix Hatchling, Dark Phoenix Hatchling, or a Fell Infernal from, I can't even remember what zone it's from now, but who cares? As you can see, I did a ton of damage with that attack there, and we've now forced Bloom to come out, because we did manage to stun Beakmaster and almost killed him to boot. And if I'm lucky, I should be able to get another Ice Tomb off on Bloom here, and in fact, I think I will. Yes, I will. So there we go, another Ice Tomb out, and that pretty much seals the fate of both of them, and Mr. Bigglesworth does survive another round. Very nice. So I should be able to even amp this attack up as well. As you can see, I'm adding 25% damage increase on the turn that my Ice Tomb falls down, which basically means when it lands, it's going to deal a ton of damage. There you go. That's 1400 damage, and that was just against another elemental. And as we saw earlier, it hit for 2000 versus the Beakmaster. And the Elemental Strider I did have on the team to actually deal with Bloom, but as you can see, I didn't really need to use it. But yeah, Elemental Strider is a very good pet, and you can pick one of those up from most locations in Pandaria. And there we have it. We have managed to win. I will see you guys next time in Cataclysm.
Yes, it's time for more battling goodness. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. It's a Beakmaster. We can kill the Beakmasters. Go, little whelpling. You can do it. Oh my god, I got the wrong moves. Ah, it's stupid, stupid, stupid. I hate when this shit happens. Why? Why, my precious? I have to sort all this crap out before we get to fight.